All right, fellas. All right, fellas. Let's clap it up. First day for the 2025-2026 football season. You all excited to be here? Yes, yeah, I know. I know. We've had a fun summer. Lots of lifting, lots of running, lots of 7-on-7, but it is finally time to get down to business. So, obviously, we are here an hour before camp. So we can do some install. We are in the classroom trying to make sure that we are as efficient as possible, guys. I will tell you, you hear this from me every year, but practice is so important. It is 10 times more important than the actual game. So we need to be as efficient as possible during practice so we can make sure that we hit all of our coaching points. As you guys well know by now, we do not believe in a big playbook. We believe that we are going to out execute everyone because we have just a small playbook. As you guys know, we've been talking about since spring. We are going to roll with three drop back game. I'm sorry, we're going to roll with three quick game plays: stick, fade out, and corner. You guys love those plays. Our only drop back game, at least to start the season, is going to be four verts. And if we can master these four in the next 3 weeks during camp, we can start adding more stuff in. But honestly, that's all we really need for passing game because we're going to have a bunch of really great screens as well. Our quick bubble screens, of course, you guys all love. Slow running back screen, everyone. We've done that since before I was born. And then our tunnel screens to the outside receivers. We have our three run game plays, and of course, we're going to rep the heck out of all of it. Okay. So, as you guys might know, today is day one, Monday. We are going to focus only on three core plays today. So no matter what we do today, it's all going to be centered around GT counter, four verts, or the bubble screen. And you guys know by now we combine our bubble and GT counter together. So it'll be a nice day of learning. So this Monday is going to be the same as next Monday as far as the plays that we look at and rep out, but we're just going to add in more formations. It'll be the same thing in week three on Monday. And you can see this all kind of repeats on Wednesday. Next offensive practice in 2 days, we're going to do draw, stick and corner because they're very similar, and then tunnel screen. Okay. And again, the next 2 Wednesdays, we're going to do the same thing. So you can see how we're going to make sure that we get enough reps at each of our core plays. The whole thing, just like every year, guys, we out execute everybody. If we can be experts at our core few plays, then people don't know what to do with us. Okay. And we're going to put up big points like we do every year. Okay. So, with that, let's just talk about practice real quick. Um, as you guys see, like I mentioned, this is day one. Everything that we do is going to be all about these plays that we just talked about. Okay. Only these plays that we talked about. And we are going to rep the heck out of them. O-line, you're going to be on your own. You can see in this orange, you're going to be on your own for the majority of practice, doing your EDD drills. Coaches have your plan, but you know what we've always done: ladder drill, sled drill, punch, set and punch, inside hands, opposite pressure, and then we have a bunch of other drills if we get there, but you guys will be together. Okay. So because we're only going to focus on those three plays today, let's do our install with those three plays right now. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to the Playrbook app and let's start with the lineman, the blocking, because on counter and on our bubble screens, no matter if it's left or right, we're going to run GT. So let's just go over the basics of the blocking. Okay, so I'm going to turn on. As you can see, I've made this real wide split so we can be real clear about what's going on. So I'm going to put on the path. So we're going to say GT counter to the right. Sometimes we're going to call this 26 counter. Sometimes we're going to call this Roger, and we're going to count the box. We're going to get to the count in a second. But let's just say we're running counter to the right just for clarity. Our front side is going to back block. Okay, so our center, you need to get back here to the D end. Most likely he's going to come up field, and that's what we want him doing. We want him taking the longest path possible. So as you come down at an angle to make sure you're always inside, if he wants to go upfield, then ride him out of there. Okay. The only thing we can't let him do is take a direct route to this running back. This running back is taking a jab step and taking his time to let these linemen get ahead of him. So the only thing that this DN can do to blow it up is take a direct route either down the line of scrimmage or sorry, let me get my little pen out. He could either take a direct route down the line of scrimmage or go directly for the running back's path. So we need to make sure that we are always on the inside, upfield side of him so he can't take that route. Okay? That's extremely important. Always on the inside path of him. All right, great. So right tackle or right guard, you are down blocking on this tackle again. This nose tackle, again, we want to make sure he doesn't get over the top of us. So whatever happens, we need to stay on the upfield shoulder and just push him out of there. Hopefully, he's just going to be coming upfield and you can just blow him out of there. Okay. And then right tackle, same thing. We're just going to come on a quick down block, get on his outside shoulder and drive him out. If he goes upfield, that's fine. We'll just wash him down with everybody else. The one thing we cannot let him do is get out and around because that's where we are running. Okay. Now, the most important thing are these back the now, sorry, not the most important thing, but a very important thing is the backside because our left guard is going to open up, throw his right elbow back, and scream down the line of scrimmage at an angle downfield to some degree because as this DN starts moving upfield, we are again going to try to aim for his upfield half of his body. And if he wants to run upfield, great. Let's just wash him up here. We are going to be running through here, so that's what we want. If he tries to come down the line of scrimmage or just stands there, we need to go ahead and just light him up and blow him out of there. Whatever we can do to get him out of there. Now, if he does come hard down here, we're just going to log him. We're going to do what's called a log block, and O-line coaches will get into that with you guys. But that is the worst case scenario. It does work. We can do it. It happens every year. But initially, they should be coming upfield, and it should just be a kill shot on his inside shoulder for you. Okay. Then lastly, this left tackle is going to jab step, take his time, and then wrap around. When he gets to this down block from the right tackle, he's going to turn up and get as close to this down block as humanly possible. Coming up here and looking inside for work. Probably it's going to be a linebacker, this guy, or if he goes over the top for some reason, we're going to look inside for this linebacker or safety. Whoever appears first as you come around this corner and get up the field, we are looking inside for that person. Okay. All right, now running back, obviously we are going to jab step, take our time, and come back and follow this left tackle up into the hole and take it right up this alley, putting you one-on-one with the safety, hopefully. Okay, we trust you against the safety. All right, so that is the line blocking. Let's see it in action. Everyone kind of take a peek at what their position is as we press play on these motion boards. Down block, wrap, inside and go. Let's watch it one more time from this perspective. Watch what you're doing. Everyone on the front side is down blocking, and you can visualize how this is all going to play out. Okay. Now let's take a view from the 3D version on what they call with this app QB vision. So we're looking through the QB's eyes and we're going to press play, and everybody pay attention to exactly what your role is. It looks a little different when it's in 3D. Everyone's down blocking, and we're going to wrap up and go through the hole. And guys, again, quarterbacks and receivers and running backs, if you want, there's a mobile app that's going to show exactly this exact thing in the phone. This is the view that you're going to have. So you can visualize this all you want. Obviously, it's mainly for passing, but at the same time, it's good to get a view of this. Okay. So that is the blocking portion of this. I'm going to pop out of here in a second, and we're going to go talk about what the skill players have to do with counting the box and whatnot. Any questions from you, Lyman? Okay, so we answered all the questions. Now I'm going to go here and find Larry, and we're going to talk real quickly about Larry and how we decide if we're going to run or pass, because this is a pre-snap RPO. You guys all know that run pass option. And we're literally going to count the box. And quarterbacks, we're going to install this day one, just like we did last year and the year before. So during during our screen drills and our counter drills, we're going to just go ahead and start repping out the counts. So you guys are the ones deciding. We have two plays in one, guys. You can see the linemen are running GT counter, the running backs running GT counter. Uh, and so this might be a run play depending on the count, or the outside receivers are running their bubble, or we do a tunnel, or sorry, we do a pedal screen, but most teams like it as a bubble. But anyway, Y is blocking, L is blocking, and H is running his bubble screen. Okay, so depending on the count we're about to talk about, it could either be a run play or a pass play. That's what we call a pre-snap RPO, run pass option. Okay, so easy enough, quarterbacks. Just gonna go ahead and count the linebacker and the cornerback. We have three receivers here. They only have two players, okay? So in this scenario, quarterback, you're going to come up to the line of scrimmage. You're going to look out here. And if this looks like this and we have a numbers advantage, 3-on-2, you're going to go ahead and snap the ball, and as quickly as possible, throw it out to the H to get him going, okay? And again, it's 3-on-2, so we're going to go ahead and take that all day long, okay? Now, here's another version of um, Larry. Again, um, this is important to know because we need to understand if we have an advantage. Now, this is Larry to the left, but it's only two receivers out here. We're not running out of our three receiver set. We're doing it at a 2-by-2 set. And again, it's about, do we have an advantage? So if we had an advantage, it would look more like this. And this H would be uncovered, which can happen sometimes. Sometimes they worry about the run too much. But in this scenario that we came into, it is 1-2 against 1-2. And by the way, we don't count safeties that are 10 yards or deeper. So if he was over here, it'd still be 2-on-2. But it's not a great scenario anyway. So quarterbacks, as opposed to coming up here and just snapping the ball and throwing it like we did on the last scenario because we had numbers, you're just going to come to line of scrimmage, see that we do not have an advantage. You're going to look at the running back, say you, and you're just going to snap it and hand the ball off to the running back. Okay, lineman, no matter what, you're still running GT counter. And since it's Larry, you're running it to the left. As you can see, it's all drawn up that way, pulling guards, linemen go in that direction. And so in this scenario, we're going to go ahead and give the ball to the running back. So in this mobile app that you're going to be playing at home on your phones, there are a couple different versions of Larry saved, and it you will be tested. And if it's a running play, you're going to tap on the running back when the play is snapped, and you're going to get your points and you're going to get yards. If you throw this receiver in the mobile app and we do not have if we do not have the advantage, it's going to be incomplete and you're going to get no points for this. So the game that you play at home that mirrors what we're showing you right now absolutely will test you and let us know if you're getting it. Okay, so that's Larry, right? But the whole thing is run or pass. Do we have the numbers? Okay, so let's do Roger, which is the other direction. And Roger, we have three receivers against three defenders. So what are we going to do? That's right. We're going to hand the ball off. Quarterback's going to come to the line of scrimmage, say you to the running back. The line is always going to be running counter, right? And to the right, because it's a Roger, the the receivers are always going to be running the quick screen drill. And so it looks the same to everybody. It just depends on what we want, where our advantage lies. That's why we are doing this, and we've been successful at it at sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. You guys have been doing it since you were 11. Okay, so we know it works, and we trust you guys putting your team in the best possible situation. Okay, now here's Roger in another scenario. Okay, so again, safeties that are 10 yards or deeper, we don't count. So in this scenario, we're loving it. We look, come up to the line of scrimmage, look out here. It is 3-on-2. We don't count this safety because he's way back there. And so the quarterback's going to get to the line of scrimmage, snap it, and quickly flip your hips and get the ball out as quickly as possible to the H. Okay? So it's that easy. It's really not rocket science, guys. And so as you guys go home tonight, you're going to see a playlist called Air Raid Practice or Install. Okay? And I've loaded in different versions, like I said, of Roger and Larry, Larry and Roger. The first two, if you can see this, the first two plays, because we're going to do these in order, okay? I have 2-minute videos that are it's basically just me talking right before the play of exactly what I've already gone over here, okay? And then with the practice reps, there's only like a 10-second clip of me just reminding you. But the 2-minute one, there's two 2-minute ones, Larry and Roger, where it's a long explanation so we could really drill this into your head. And then these 10-second ones are just kind of reminders of what to look at. Okay, so you're going to play this in folder one in order. And then in folder two, where it says you see air raid install for the in order long 2-minute um, directions. Now, if you look here for air raid practice, it's the same thing, but I took out the plays with the long explanations, only left the 4 plays with the quick 10-second reminders before each play, but I shuffled it. Okay, so now you don't know which one is coming with, if it's pass or if it's run. All you know is you need to count the numbers and either throw to the receiver or hand to the running back, and you will get scored accordingly. Okay. So, any questions on GT counter linemen? Any questions on the count quarterbacks and running backs? Any questions receivers on what you're doing? Okay, great. Great, great, great. All right. So, when we get into our screen drills and our running drills, we are focused on GT counter and bubble today. Okay. So, according to our the next play that we're going to focus on today is 4 vertical. Okay. And I have these playlists for you to play on your phone, but let's install it first, okay? So for Verts, we're going to look at this in a couple different ways, a couple different formations, but let's start with our open formation because it is that important, okay? So 4 verticals against cover 3. That's what we're going to see mostly, okay? So cover 3, we're going to turn this on. So you outside receivers, you have the 7-yard rule. If they are closer than 7 yards, you're going to run an outside release go. You guys on the outside, you L's and R's, X's and Z's, okay? But in cover 3, they're going to be deeper than about 7, okay? So then if they are deeper than that, you are just simply going to run a 3-step stick, okay? Now, where the verts come into play, you H's, you are on an outside release, outside of this linebacker. So if he widens like he's going to in cover 3, you take it outside of him. Okay? Get outside leverage, but stay as close and restack on this seam if you possibly can. We really need to not float into this cornerback space if at all possible. He does come into play sometimes. So we want to just stay sharp down that hash, as close to the hash as possible, because the quarterback, if he throws it to you, you are the first read. If he throws it to you, it's going to be a pretty good line drive shot. It's not going to be a big bomb or anything, okay? Why? You are doing the exact same thing. You are outside releasing on this outside linebacker. Again, if he widens, you're going to widen too, but we really want you running down this seam as well, okay? Running back, you are going to run your angle route, trying to get in your quarterback's eyesight at about 5 yards. But obviously, we are going to set up away from wherever this linebacker is. So if he's here, you're going to kind of keep going, but just going to make sure in practice that you understand we're going to be away from this guy wherever he kind of lands. Okay. So we didn't do a great job of drawing that, but essentially we're going to go ahead, take this angle, find a nice soft zone, and get in the quarterback's eyes. Okay. Wonderful. And then quarterbacks, we are snapping the ball. Like I said, if these guys are 7 yards back or more, and it is short yardage or early in the count, early in the down and distance, we can take these three-step sticks, three-step hitches all day long. Okay. I will never be mad at you for taking that and giving us a one-on-one on the outside with one of our best players. Both of our outside receivers are really good athletes. So if we can put them in space with this cornerback, I'm never going to be mad about that. But if we don't throw to them, as soon as you snap at QBs, we are going to look at this safety. And if he goes back, straight back, the quarterback, we're going to fire this ball as soon as he starts to clear this linebacker. We're going to throw a two ball. We'll talk about that a little bit more. It's not as hard as you can, but it's pretty close to a line drive with a little bit of arc on it, just to be able to clear linebacker hands. But what we don't want to do is have a big looping fly ball here that the safety can get to. So if he goes straight back or to his left, like you see here, we are going to throw this H. If he goes back, if he goes to his right, which he might, because he's seen us throw to this guy enough, then we're going to throw to this Y, okay? And if for some reason neither one feels right to you, quarterbacks, you can dump to your running back or just go ahead and run the ball yourself. But as always, we have multiple of these same plays in here, okay? So you can see on this play, the correct answer is either these quick hitches, if it's early and down a distance, or this H, because the safety is going back and to his right. Now, you can see on this play, and you're going to see in your mobile apps, you're not going to know which play it is. In this one, he is going to the H, and he is covering the H. So this Y is the correct receiver now because the safety got sick of us hitting this H in his face. Okay. Again, if neither one feels good, we're going to go ahead and just dump to the T or just get on out of there, quarterbacks. Okay. So that's against cover three, single high safety. We are basically going to make this safety wrong. Okay, quarterbacks, get it? Got it? You want to watch it kind of play it through? Which way is the safety going? Okay, great. There's the safety, and I'm going to go ahead and throw to the Y. Okay. Now I'm going to do it fast so you can't see. Now quarterbacks, watch the safety and tell me as soon as you know who you're throwing to. Now, okay, yep, you see the H. The safety went straight back. If he goes straight back, we're going to throw that H. Bam, right now. As soon as he clears those linebackers, we're getting rid of this ball. Okay, now let's watch it. Let's watch it in 3D. Again, this is the view you're going to see on your mobile app. So we are looking at this safety, quarterbacks. We are looking at this safety, quarterbacks, and tracking his movement. What is he doing at the snap? As soon as we know, okay, he's going straight back. I'm throwing this H right here. Great. One more time. What's he going? Straight back and to his left, we're throwing the H. Okay. Get it, quarterbacks? Pretty simple stuff, right? We don't have to make this harder than it has to be. Now you're saying, okay, we do see cover two sometimes, coach. So what are we doing here? Okay, so drawing it up in cover two, obviously we talk about this on the field, but H's and Y's, if you see anyone at 10 yards or deeper over your track, and for the same at the same point, if you're an outside receiver and you see maybe they're in cover four, we're gonna say that you're capped. So you understand that term. You are capped. It is almost impossible if he backs up at all, or even if he doesn't back up, for you to close this cushion and make it past him in the amount of time where your quarterback wants to throw, it'd almost be a miracle. Okay. So H's and Ys, we are going to convert these routes. If you are capped pre-snap, like you are in two high safety, we're going to turn these into outside release digs, okay, at about 10 yards or so. Um, we're going to outside release both of you on these outside linebackers. So again, if he widens, you're going to widen your route to around him outside, turn in. You're going to find the cushion between these two linebackers. You're going to turn the corner, flash your hands, just like perfect drill. Why you're going to do the same, okay? And so quarterbacks, as far as what we're reading, we're going to start out here again. We're going to look. These guys are not 10 yards apart, okay? But we are going to notice that this would be a hole shot, and these hole shots are hard. So we will practice hole shots every day in practice. And if you feel comfortable shooting that ball in here between the safety and the corner after we've practiced it, great. Let's do it. Let's try. But if not, more realistically, this H, we're going to try to throw this H first. The the progression is H to Y to T, just like in our verticals. But we're going to give this guy a chance to get around. And if this linebacker drops in a zone, we want to make sure H gets behind him and flashes his hand so the linebacker can't see where he is. And as soon as he comes into that window, quarterback, we're going to rip it. Okay. If this closes up, if for whatever reason this linebacker kind of closes this, the middle linebacker, then we're going to move on to the Y and just throw it in there as hard as we can. And if that doesn't work out on this one, obviously we can't have the running back going in the middle over the ball because we already have two people there. So he's just going to swing. So you're just going to dump it out to the to the running back, or you can just take off and run, obviously. Okay. So one thing I want to note, guys, or let's just before we do that, let's just watch how this kind of unravels here. Okay, you're going to run that dig out and around. And because they're dropping to a zone, we should have some nice little cushions in there to sit just right on the outside of him. Okay. Now I do want to note something, guys. If we do come up to line of scrimmage and there's two safeties like you see, and you look over here and you see a cornerback looking inward, okay, that's what we call a zone turn. We're going to look on this side, okay, and you see this a lot in cover two because they're not trying to cover it. It's pretty obvious what's going on here. They're in cover two. These cornerbacks are typically kind of staying in this 5 to 7 yard range. So, not that you need to do anything about it. I just want quarterbacks and receivers to be conscious. Like this is a very sure tell. Two safeties and cornerbacks looking in toward the quarterback and not looking at their receivers. It's a pretty good tell that something is going on in terms of zone versus man. And then since it's zone, we should know that these guys are kind of dropping to where they belong and that there should be pockets as soon as these receivers kind of turn that corner. There should be pockets to fire that ball into, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So that is open our 2x2 set against cover three and cover two. We'll rep it out on the field today. We're going to take one look at a 3x1 in our early four verticals. Okay, so now you can see we have three receivers to the right. This is against cover three. So we have a single high safety. And so just like when we ran a 2x2, in the last scenario, we made the safety wrong. Well, it is no different. Okay, so it's just H is on this side of the field now. He's going to run a bender in front of the safety. Y is going to run up the seam, and this safety has to decide again, who's he going to pick? Who's he going to cover? And we're going to make him wrong. And as soon as he declares one way or another, we're going to fire the ball and get a nice big chunk of yardage. So the safety is going back, stays in the seam, so that H comes wide open. Okay. Again, I'm going to take a peek this way. And on a real field, we're going to see that there's a deeper safety here and a stronger safety here, kind of up, but it's not too high safeties, right? So we're going to basically assume this guy's a type of a linebacker. mentality. We have a deep corner here. So again, quarterbacks, we are looking at the safety at the snap of the ball, at this safety at the snap of the ball to tell us what we're going to do. Are we going to throw it to my Y that's running up the field or my H that's going to run in front of him? Okay, so let's take a look at what the safety does, and then we can decide together as a team. Safety goes back and stays back there, and we're going to throw it to this bender route. Okay, let's watch it one more time. What's the safety doing? Okay, great. Yep, you guys got it. Good. Like, good to hear you guys shouting it out. Glad everyone feels confident out there. Okay, so as you take this home tonight, after practice, you're going to go again into your playlist. We've already told you you're going to work on GT counter, but install has longer teaching videos. Practice has just repetition videos. It's the same thing with verticals, okay? So it's going to tell you to teach, and we're teaching you this in order. So it's install, playlist, with the first four videos, open against cover three, open against cover two, early against cover three, which is our 3x1 to the right, and out of our two back set green, which I want you guys to understand. And then you'll have these shorter videos, just quick play practices, okay? And so you're going to practice in order. We're going to go through in order. Open four verts against cover three. And again, we made different types, right? So one time the safety will go with one receiver, another time the safety will go with another. You won't really know, and you'll have to choose the right receiver by clicking on them, okay? So we have all these different scenarios, late, early, green, cover one, cover two, cover three, but you're going to practice them in order. And then in the practice section, I took out the longer videos, just kept these quick ones in. And again, it's shuffled. So now it's out of order. Now it's not going to go open and then early and then late and then green. It's going to go whatever pops up. You're just going to have to find the safety, choose the right receiver, and really use your memory from what we did right now and what we're going to do on the field. And then tonight, you're going to do it mentally. Okay? Great. Okay, guys. Well, I think that's it. That's enough for today. We have talked about counter and bubble screen, how we're going to work that in practice. And we talked about verts, and that's the only true passing play that we're going to actually put in today. And we always start with verts because there's so much that is predicated. We'll talk about um, quick game tomorrow and how verts kind of has some of the same rules as stick and corner tomorrow. But either way, it's great to be back with you guys. Excited to get back on the field. So let's go in the locker room, get changed up. We'll see you on the field in about 15 minutes. All right, fellas? All right. See ya.